Good. How are you doing?
Good. Well, my name is Imelda Campos, and I'm the social worker here in the shelter. And I can see in my notes that your name is Brandy Avila. Is that how you want me to call you, or do you have a different name?
Brandy's fine.
Brandy is fine.
That works.
Okay. And is it okay if I write notes? Because I usually forget things, so I need to write down. But if you feel that you need to see the notes, so I can show it to you.
Okay.
So it's fine.
Yeah, that should be okay.
Okay. Well, to begin with, let me tell you something about myself, okay? English is not my first language, so if there's something that you don't understand, or if you want me to slow down, or if I don't understand something that you're telling me, then can you please tell me so we can better understand ourselves?
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay. And so what brought you here to the office?
Well, I actually have been with the shelter for a few months, and I'm now in the transition program where I'm transitioning more into the real world, and I'm just having concerns about what happens when I have to start working again, how I'm going to take care of my family, and just not wanting to get back into an abusive relationship again, and just fears around that and just how to do it.
Well, like now that you mention abuse, I'm gonna tell you about our confidentiality agreement. So everything that you tell me is confidential. It stays confidential, and I can only tell someone, my supervisor or someone, if your life or someone else is in danger. That's the only time that I can discuss your case.
Okay.
So you understand that?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So let's go back to your to what you were telling me. So how do you feel about getting in a new life,
I'm excited, but I'm scared because I'm glad to be transitioning and moving on with my life, but I'm really scared about how to do it because I've been with the shelter and these programs for long enough that now getting away from the programs is a little scary, and having to do it on my own is really scary.
Okay, so what things scare you? What's the most scariest thing?
I think having to have a job and try to support my family because I don't have my ex-husband who was around before who would help financially.
So are you saying that you're looking for a job right now, or do you have a job already?
I am looking for a job right now. I've been working just a little bit part-time, just temporarily, but I need to find something that I can do full-time.
Okay, sounds good. And what about your kids? How are they handling the problem?
They're doing a lot better now that they're not living with my ex-husband anymore, who was being abusive to them and to me. So they're doing a lot better with that, but I think they're just having a hard time with the transition, and they don't know what to do either. Sometimes they're acting out a little bit.
Okay. So how old are your kids?
They are 8 and 5.
Are they doing okay in school?
They have their ups and downs. For the most part, they're doing okay. I think once we get settled, they'll be doing a lot better, but right now everything's so temporary that they're kind of struggling, I think.
Okay. Are you getting any other program, like any other type of help?
I've mainly been through the shelter, and I am on some food stamps, and that's probably going to continue, government assistance like that, because I need that assistance while I'm transitioning and trying to find a job.
Okay. So what type of jobs are you interested in?
Right now, I'm interested in maybe like a retail kind of job, but
Do you have any experience?
I do have a little bit of experience,
You do?
but not a lot.
Well, how about education?
I just graduated from high school, and that's
From high school?
That's it, yeah.
Well, have you planned on going to college, or?
I would like to, but right now I just can't afford it,
You
and I
can't
don't have the
afford
time or the money, or I don't know what to do with my kids, and I've got to work.
So okay, Brandy, tell me one thing. What do you need help with? When you came in here, what was your?
I really want just help with anxiety, with transitioning into the real world, and advice as to what to do and how to make it, because there are times when I get really scared about how I'm going to make it out.
Well, you know that here in the shelter, we have some counselors, and it's free. You don't need to pay them, and then they can help you with the anxiety problem, and they even have a program for your kids.
Oh,
If you
okay.
want to enroll them, they can get therapy too.
Yeah.
So that'll be a good help. Will you be interested in enrolling your kids?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Okay.
I don't know how they're going to do, though, talking to a counselor. I'd love for them to see a counselor. I just don't know if they're going to be very open to that or okay with that.
Well, maybe we can try just do a family therapy first, and then they can decide to do an individual therapy.
Okay.
Maybe that's a good
Yeah.
idea. You think about it, and then you can tell the
Okay.
therapist. And what about financial problems? How are you doing in that part?
Not good. I don't have a lot of money right now. I don't have any savings. The only money I have is what I've been earning just doing temporary jobs. And so I'm really scared about how I'm going to pay bills and buy food and get a car and all of that.
Do you have any family support at all?
Not really.
Not really. Any child support that is coming in?
No,
Nothing?
nothing.
Okay, well, it must be difficult for you
It
to
is.
deal with
It's-
these problems.
It is. It's scary.
Scary, yeah. Okay. Well, I think for the notes that I have here, I think we can help you get on your feet again and go out in the world and just see if we can just help you. But I think the shelter has all the things that you need.
Okay.
So I'm glad that you came in and asked for help. And if there is anything else that we can do for you, please don't hesitate and ask us.
Okay.
Is there something else that you?
Well,
talk about?
I just am having a lot of anxiety issues, like waking up in the middle of the night, not being able to sleep, just scared about what's going to happen, how I'm going to make it, and how I'm going to, do this financially, and I just don't feel prepared, and I don't want to end up back in an abusive relationship just because I need somebody to help pay the bills, so, yeah.
Well, I think you can. Well, we'll try to help you on everything that we can. Okay.
Okay.
So as of right now, the shelter can help you on getting housing. Will you be interested on housing?
Okay, I have to learn more about it. What does it entail? Like, what do I have to do?
Well, you need to sign some papers, and then it depends on your income. If you don't have any income, then you don't pay anything. But it all depends on your income. So if your income is low, your rent will be low as well.
Okay.
And then, so it's a government program that you can apply for. And then I can give you the information, and then you can apply, and we can go from there and see what happens.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
And then you say that you're getting food stamps.
Yeah, I do have some government assistance, so that'll hopefully stay the same.
Are your kids on Medicaid?
They are right now, yeah.
What about you? Do you have any insurance?
I don't,
You have any
no.
insurance?
Which is another thing that scares me, that I worry about.
Yeah,
So what if
that's-
something were to happen to me and who would take care of my kids? And,
Yeah. Well, okay. Like I said before, we're gonna try to help you on everything that we can. Okay. And then, are you glad that you got out of that relationship, or?
I am. I'm proud of myself for leaving, but it still is scary. And I sometimes wonder if I made the right decision, because I don't know how I'm going to be able to take care of my kids. And
I know by the way you're talking to me, I don't know. It seems like you're very scared.
I am very scared, yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Well, we're gonna try to help you on that too. And see. Okay. So okay. Well, we're gonna take a break, and then just give me a time to process everything that I have, and then I'm gonna come back, and then for you to sign some papers, and then I'll see you next time.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
Bye.
Bye. For coming in.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, Imelda.
Hi.
I'm Debbie Johnson. I am a social worker here at the Center for Women and Children. And I see that you came in and signed in our logs today. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, yeah. I don't know where to go, but I'm scared to go home with my kids.
Well, there's a little bit of information I think I'd like to get down first. You said your name is Imelda?
Uh-huh.
Then, okay. So there's yourself, and that's with an I or an E?
And I.
Okay, I-M-E-L-D-A. Imelda, you said you and your kids, how many children do you have?
I have 3.
You have 3 children. What are their ages?
The oldest one is 15.
How old?
15.
15.
And then I have a 12-year-old daughter, and then a 6-year-old boy.
And a 6-year-old boy. So, so it's a 15-year-old girl,
A boy.
a boy, a girl, and a boy.
Mhm.
Okay. Now, you said you're really scared. Can you tell me a little bit about what happened?
Well, every time that my husband drinks, he gets really violent.
What's your husband's name?
Do I have to say the name?
Not if you don't want to.
No, I don't want to say the name
Okay.
right now.
Okay. All right. All right. So he gets violent when he drinks. Does he drink and get very violent very often?
Yeah, he drinks every week.
Is it weekly?
Weekly, yeah, like 4 or 5 times a month.
So weekly. So, how many? You said he drinks a lot and then he gets violent. Can you describe a little bit of what happens? I mean, is he drinking socially? Is he going out with friends, or is
No,
he at home?
he drinks by himself.
Is it beer or alcohol?
Beer, mostly beer, yeah.
So, and how does he get the money for the beer?
His job.
His job?
Sometimes we don't pay the bills because he wasted money on beer.
So your needs at home aren't being met?
No.
Do you get scared about,
Yeah,
what are some of the things you're scared about?
Well, like not being able to pay my basic bills like electricity, gas.
Does that happen often?
Yeah, every month. Like every month we're behind with either the power or the gas or the rent.
So you don't own your own home?
No.
Okay. Are there any programs that you're accessing that help you with paying any of these bills on a regular basis? Like, do you get assistance with your housing or?
No, because I'm not like very familiar with the help that I can get, so I don't know where to ask for help.
Okay. Well, you obviously are Hispanic because you have an accent.
Mhm.
Does that create barriers for you sometimes on some of the stuff that you need to access? or-
Sometimes, yeah, it does.
When you run into a situation where you're behind on your monthly bills, what do you usually do?
I just get stressed out, and then fight. When we don't have enough money, we usually fight.
And this is you and your husband?
Mm-hmm.
How do the kids respond when you're arguing?
Well, they're also become aggressive.
The children are becoming aggressive? So that's going to be really scary for you.
Mm-hmm.
Are you worried about the kids taking on some of their father's habits?
Yeah,
Which children do you worry about? All of them?
all
or
of them.
Do you have more fear for your older boy that's 15?
No, for all of them.
What are some of the things that you get worried about with your kids?
Well, like in school, they're not doing well, and with their peers, there seems like they don't get along. They don't socialize with their peers.
Okay. Do you mind if I've been taking some notes here? Is that going to be okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. I just want to kind of get an idea of all the stuff that's happening in your situation. Before we go very, very much further into what we're talking about, I need to talk to you about confidentiality, meaning you're going to tell me some things here like you didn't feel comfortable telling me your husband's name, and that's okay. Everything that we do discuss today will be confidential, and that I won't be going and telling everybody. My notes won't be going to anybody. And matter of fact, if you want to see my notes, I'll even show you. But it's not going to be public knowledge for what we talk about. It'll be really quiet. The only time I will even contact somebody is if like the situation between you and your husband escalates to a point where I fear for your safety or his safety. Other than that, we won't. You know, the police are never involved, and it's confidential. Is that going to be a problem for you? Do you think he's going to reach a point where you're not going to be safe?
Yeah, I think so.
So, are things just escalating? Can you tell me when the problem with your husband first started?
No, it's been a long time. It's been like 3 years already.
3 years? And how many days a week does he struggle with the drinking and being violent?
Every weekend.
So is it usually on the weekends?
Yeah, that's when he's not working. It's his day off.
And that's 2 days or 1 day?
2 days.
So the whole weekend, so he works Monday through Friday. And do you ever fare on Monday through Fridays?
No, because he's working.
So he's working. And does the drinking ever affect his job?
Yes, he's been, like, he only stays at his job like for 6 months, and then he gets fired because of his drinking problem, and then he needs to find another job.
And does that mean that the whole family has to relocate?
No, not relocated, because he finds job in the same town, but we go behind our bills.
You get behind. Is there ever been a time when you've been caught up on all of your bills?
No, not that I can remember.
So how long have you and your husband been married?
For 5 years.
5 years? So for 5 years, so if you've been married for 5 years and he started drinking about 3 years ago, was there something that happened at that point?
Well, no, he used to drink too, but not as heavily as he does right now.
So he's always drank?
Yeah, but not like to the point of getting aggressive.
Okay, well, we are a women and children's shelter here, and some of the services that we offer are obviously protection if you ever feel that he's getting violent to the point where he will harm you or your children. That's something that we can help you with. We do classes, so you can do counseling, and your children can get counseling. That's we do parenting classes. We can also do children's recreational therapy groups. Those might be some of the things that we can offer for the children. But do you ever have you ever thought about moving with your children and not being there on the weekends when your husband is drinking?
What do you mean moving? Like leaving him, or?
Well, would you be comfortable in coming to the shelter to be safe here instead of being with him, so that
Every week, or are you saying like forever?
Well, would you be strong enough to maybe get to the point where you could do some classes and maybe see if we can get him into some classes too? Do you think he'd be willing to look at some classes maybe?
I don't think he's willing to take some classes.
So
He thinks he doesn't have. Well, he believes that he doesn't have a problem.
So he doesn't have a problem. So
That the problem is me.
The problem is you.
Mhm.
So can you just explain a little bit about what happened this weekend as to why you came to the shelter? What can I do to help you?
Well, like I mentioned before, I don't think I'm safe to go home right now. He's been drinking for 2 days now, and well, like yesterday, he's supposed to be at work, and he didn't show up for work because he's been drinking. So I'm afraid that if we go, if my kids and I, if we go home, yeah, it's gonna be a problem.
What are some of the things that he does when you said he gets violent. What are some of the things that he does when he is drinking that's violent?
He'll like punch the wall.
That's gonna be really scary for you.
Yeah, and he breaks the. Yeah, he becomes really violent.
What do the kids do?
They start crying. They're really afraid.
Do they get to leave the room?
Well, yeah, because they're.
So they can leave. He doesn't
They
have-
can live, but I mean, like.
Do they go to their rooms?
No, they stay with me because they're afraid that he might do something to me.
Has he tried to hurt you in the past?
Once.
When was that?
It's been around 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Do you feel comfortable telling me what he did?
Well, we were fighting, and then he tried to choke me.
He choked you? That was pretty scary.
Yeah, because he's really tall, so, and I'm not that tall, so.
Were any of the kids present when he choked you?
Yeah, my 3 kids.
All 3 of them? So if that was 2 years ago and your youngest is 6, he was little. Do you see any behaviors of violence that your kids are doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are they doing?
It's aggressive. If they don't like something, they'll just start throwing things.
So they throw temper tantrums? Do they want things that you can't give them, or
Mm-hmm.
and they expect you to do it?
Mm-hmm.
All of them?
Mm-hmm.
Do they ever understand when you can't? When the answer is no?
No, they don't understand. They just get around. Like they just
Okay.
want it.
So, we're here at the shelter. What are some of the things that you'd like me to do? Did you come in here with a plan?
Yeah, well, like right now, I want to stay here in the shelter because my house is not safe. So, yeah, that was my plan for me and my kids.
So, I do have a room, and it's set up family style. So that means that it would be a place for you and your children to stay. Your children are in school, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And do you work?
Mm-hmm.
You don't work. So your plan is to come here. So if I offered you a place to stay today, do you think your children would feel comfortable in coming and staying with you?
I think so.
Okay. When does school get out?
At 3:30.
3. Do you think this is going to make your husband really angry when you don't go home to him? What do you think he's going to do?
Try to look for us.
Do you think he's going to be concerned, or do you think he's going to be drinking?
No, he's gonna be mad, not concerned.
He'll just be angry. So we have a place here, we have security, and the way it's set up is that adults can't come in here without, they have to call ahead to make arrangements, and we have special rooms that are kind of locked out so people can't get to our clients, because we do have several different situations that are going on here where we need to be a little bit more confidential and secure in our situation. Your children, would they be willing to come with you today?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, do you have a car to pick them up, or would you like somebody to drive over to the schools and help you pick them
Yeah,
up?
I would like someone to drive to school because I don't have a car.
Okay, is your husband at home right now?
Yes.
Okay, so we're not going to be able to go get any clothing or anything like that, and it's probably going to take him a couple of days he'll probably escalate really high in his violence. So your home may not look the same when you go home. He may have kind of torn things up. But we're going to protect you, okay? Is that going to be all right with you?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I think that's a good plan. I think I'm gonna help you go pick up your kids today, and we'll go from there, okay?
Okay.
And we will be probably sitting down to a family dinner in a little bit after the kids get here, and we'll address, like getting some clothing for you and seeing what we can do on maybe getting you and your children in to talk with the counselor and kind of doing a little bit of even explaining to the kids and helping them to start understanding the situation. Is that going to be all right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
All right.
Hi, my name is Brandy. I just want to welcome you to the shelter, and I am the social worker for the shelter, so I'll be working with you, just talking with you right now, getting to know you a little bit, and get to know why you're here. What is your name?
I'm Debbie.
Debbie. And do you go by Debbie, or do you prefer something else?
Debbie.
Debbie.
Debbie's good.
Okay, so Debbie, I'm just going to make a couple of notes, if that's okay with you. I just need to keep track of what information you tell me, just so I can have a frame of reference. Is that all right?
Yeah, yeah, that'll be good.
Good. All right, so I just want to let you know that everything that you tell me right now is in confidentiality. There are some limits on that if you're in any imminent danger, or if anybody that you tell me about is in any imminent danger, then I do need to notify somebody.
Nobody's coming around. Okay, all right.
Are you okay?
Well, I'm really worried.
You're worried?
Yeah.
Well, let me just make sure you understand those rules on confidentiality, and are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want you to
You
know.
said that everything was going to be confident, that
Yeah.
you wouldn't.
Unless you're in immediate danger, or if you have children who might be in immediate danger, then I do need to notify somebody. Or do you feel like you're in immediate danger right now?
Well, I'm really kind of worried that my husband's going to come out here, or going to find out where I'm at. He's not going to like it.
It's not gonna like that. And I can see that you are visibly afraid, or visibly anxious anyway. Can I ask you, is that what has brought you here today?
Yeah, he's been really kind of angry for well, we've only lived here for about not quite a year yet, and we moved here to Twin Falls, and it's really my daughter and I really didn't have a choice on moving here. It was his decision. He was offered a job, and we really didn't like having to leave Boise. It's been inconvenient, and we don't have any support here.
So, do you have any family that's around here?
No.
Is your family in Boise?
Yeah, well, they're out past Boise. They're almost over in Oregon. But,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
And are you in contact with your family?
No,
are you close to them?
he doesn't let us talk on the phone very often. Well,
Okay. What about friends in Boise, or like a support system in Boise?
well, we went down to the Jewish synagogue in Boise. I'm Jewish and he's Catholic, and
Okay.
he didn't like me going to church that often. He wanted me to go to his church, and he didn't like my church. And well, he kind of chased all my friends away.
Okay, so you wouldn't say you have a real strong support system in Boise right now?
No.
Okay. Have you explored any of the synagogues here in the town?
There aren't any Jewish synagogues here in Twin Falls. I mean, that's one of the reasons why he liked being here, because he got us away from where we felt comfortable, and where we could go at least, every once in a while when he was in a good mood. But now he's not in a good mood. He's never in a good mood.
Has this been a recent change in mood for him, or has this been a fairly normal?
Well, he's always been kind of a little bit on always feeling that he knows best for us, and now Sarah and I just kind of feel like it's really hard to describe it. We don't feel safe, and things are just not comfortable all the times. And my daughter she has a friend that she's been hanging out with, and I'm afraid that he's really not going to be happy with what's occurring with Jill, and I think I'm just really not sure.
Now, I've heard you mention Sarah and Jill. Am I right to assume that Sarah is your daughter and Jill would be the friend?
Well, no. We kind of had a conflict in naming them, and so Jill is her name, but it's Jillian, but he calls her Sarah.
That's the name that he prefers?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's really odd.
Now, I can see that you are visibly anxious, and you keep looking around the corner, and I can completely understand that you are.
Well, he's not going to like them in here at all. I mean, he's gonna he's just not going to be happy.
He's going to be angry about that. Well, let me assure you that while you're here at the center, we do have security, so there is no way that he'd be able to just barge in that door right now. Everything is locked down. So
You're sure of it?
I am sure of it, and I just want to reassure you so that you can feel free to open up and not be so worried, because yeah, there is security, so you are safe here. And like I mentioned before, what you tell me, is in confidence. So yeah.
Well, we'll try it. I mean, I'm really not sure, but we'll try it.
Yeah.
I still have to talk to Jillian and see if I can get her in here. I'm really afraid that he's really gonna hurt her.
Well, and first of all, let me commend you for taking the first step to come in and seek help, because I know that's got to be a scary thing, and I think that is a very brave step of you to come in and just start this initial process in seeking help. So how do you feel about yourself for taking that first step?
Well, I'm really scared of being here. I mean, last night was horrible. The police were at my house. The neighbors there was so much screaming and things being broken last night. The neighbors were really worried, and I really don't even know him. And the whole time we've been here, Tom is the one who goes out and meets him, and we just, Sarah and I just really don't talk to him. We just kind of go in and out.
Mm-hmm.
Tom does the grocery shopping, and we just, Sarah goes to school, and so Jillian, she goes to school, and she's met this boy, and things that kind of happened, and Tom's just not going to like it. And last night when the police were there, they told him that he had to calm down, and he I don't know. I just.
Can I ask you what happened last night that triggered the incident?
Well, this boy came over, and Sarah Jillian wanted to go spend some time with him, and he didn't like him. He's Hispanic, and Tom just really had a problem with him, and he tossed him out of the house, and when he left Will because he really likes Sarah, but he, I don't know. Anyway, when the police came, there was just so many broken things. They said that we probably needed to do something about it today.
Today. What happened last night after the police left? Did you stay somewhere else, or did you stay at home?
Well, the police took Tom away, and they said he had to go stay at a hotel and cool down for a little bit.
Okay.
But we don't feel safe at home, and the way he likes to choose things, the house is his, and we don't feel safe there. So, and he's the one who chose everything, and so I know he's not going to be the one to leave. We have to do something, and he's not going to like it.
If you leave, he's not going to like it. Is that what you're saying?
Well, he's not going to like it, but he's also not going to like what's going on with Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
We did it, when he was at work, I ran down to the dollar store and picked up a pregnancy test, and Sarah's pregnant, and he's not going to like that. He's just going to be unhappy about that. And Tom is you just don't make him angry, because he just doesn't handle it well.
Well, that must be a really difficult thing for you too, as well, to find out that your daughter's pregnant and trying to figure out what to do with that information. How do you feel about that?
Well, I'm disappointed, but yet it's a baby. Mm-hmm. And I think she's really too young to be having a baby, but if she's going to be having sex, her and Tom need to be figuring out some kind of relationship to be responsible and not. And I don't think Dad's not gonna like it. Tom's
mom's not gonna like it, so.
Have you talked to Sarah at all about the situation and her feelings and what, if she has any plans and what she wants to do, or?
I kind of wonder if she is made this choice because she just wants to get out of the house. So I think thinks that by getting pregnant, she can, Dad will let her go and she can go off and do what she wants. But he's just so angry. I mean, he doesn't let us go to the store, so I don't see how he's going to let her make a decision like that by herself.
And I completely understand. I can see that this would be a very, very difficult situation for you, being new to the area, not having a large support group here, and feeling very scared at home and not knowing what to do. So like I said before, I congratulate you on taking this first step to getting yourself safe and your daughter safe. We obviously have a lot more to talk about and a lot more to work out. So I just want to tell you right now about some of the basic shelter services that we have, and I can give you this paper so you can look it over. We can basically get you into the shelter tonight to keep you and your daughter safe, at least temporarily, and while we work on a more permanent situation and while you decide what you like to do and what you feel is best for you and your daughter. As well as providing a safe place for you and your daughter, we offer counseling sessions, we offer community resource links basically to help with services. So you may be feeling scared because you don't have a support system around here, but we can definitely help to link you with support systems and with services to help you if you do decide that you want to maybe take some time off, either permanently or temporarily, from your relationship with your husband. We can help get you set up for assistance so that you can do that and feel safe doing that.
Jillian Sarah can be with us?
She can be with you, yes, absolutely, especially if you feel like she is in danger. I highly recommend that you have her come to the shelter with you and stay so that both of you are safe, because that is our first priority, is keeping you and your daughter safe.
And she's going to get to go to school?
And we can work on getting her information on how to finish school while she continues with the pregnancy, if that's what she chooses to do. We can also help to get her other information regarding just other options for pregnancy, depending on what she wants and what she feels is appropriate. And right now, that is something that we will work on in our next session, on starting to get that information. But right now, the main priority is making sure that you and her are safe.
And she can be here with me.
She can be here with you,
so
absolutely.
She's not going to be. She's not going to be at home.
She's not going to be at home. You'll be safe at the shelter, like I mentioned before. There's security, and everything is on lockdown.
If Tom comes to the door, what's going to happen?
He would not be allowed in the door. We would call the police to escort him away. Since the police were called last night, chances are that there is some kind of an order so that he is not. I mean, we could put in an order so that he's not able to, come to the shelter right now or anything like that. So that you're safe.
That sounds like that'll help.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. So does that sound like something that you want to do?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to take you in, we're going to get some more intake information, and we will get you set up so that you have a very safe place to stay. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Thank you.